Okay, I've been waiting months to say this, but Ron Howard was the opportunity of a lifetime.
When I direct, I'm on my feet. It energizes the crew, it energizes me, burns off my nervous energy.
Good old Ronnie. Ronnie Howard.
That was a special one. Yeah, I mean, it's Ron Howard.
Oh, here's Niki Lauda's helmet from the movie, ukulele from Arrested Development. This was my rolling podium, which I sometimes have on films for Apollo 13.
Okay.
And, just everybody signed it.
We taped an episode with his longtime partner at Imagine, Brian Grazer, during the height of the pandemic, and Ron graciously did an hour-long Zoom interview with us about Brian, and at the end of the Zoom, Ron's like,
maybe we'll do one on when I'm making a movie or something like that.
and I just remember thinking to myself and then looking around at the guys, we're like, holy did he just say that?
Always been a fan of Ron Howard. He's done it all. And going from being a child star, like 3 years old, up until becoming, an Academy Award-winning director, he's run the gambit.
How much truth is there really to Opie gets laid?
Opie gets laid. Well, it's true that it went through my mind. It endured as a serious idea for probably about 2.5 to 3 seconds.
The piece of information I gained from the research about Ron that caused me to respect him the most was at almost the height of his fame, he slowed down, stopped focusing on acting to pursue his directing passion that was where his interest most lied.
The entire time that I was under contract and doing Happy Days, my dream was to be a filmmaker. And I felt like that the clock was ticking a little bit on me.
The enormity of that risk, I don't think can be overstated. And it's that self-belief and that chance that he took on himself that is largely responsible for where he is today.
I'm a more creative person when I'm working behind the camera than I ever was in front of it.
For the Ron Howard shoot, we had a bunch of different guests for this episode.
That was a heavy hitter list. Normally when you do these supplemental interviews with people close to the person, you get occasionally a little bit of good stuff here and there. We got so much from all of them. I mean, his brother Clint is getting emotional in, I think, the first minute or two.
I was really close to Dad, and I miss him, just about every day.
What about it, even talking about it now, still touches you so much?
He's Dad. I have memories of him coaching me through some very emotional things.
His daughter, Bryce, is revealing a really intimate family moment, security threats that caused them to move.
It was like, why can't I call my friends? And, they don't want to explain to me because, frickin' phones are tapped, trying to find where we are.
And then Brian is getting emotional talking about Ron not getting a nomination.
I feel horrible just thinking about it right now. It was very favored to win Apollo 13. And it was just a critic's darling, and it was very successful. And how does that happen without the director?
We got to go to Imagine Entertainment, see the script wall, which almost had me in tears, because it's just seeing people's dreams up on a wall, and he made them come true.
So, Apollo 13, Houston, we have a problem.
It was really cool to see all these different lines and scripts just chilling on the wall like that. And I thought, man, that's a really cool background. I should have that for my room.
Well, here's A Beautiful Mind. I always did think that movie was first and foremost a love story.
All right, so where are we?
Well, this is John Burroughs High School in Burbank.
He wanted to take us on a tour, kind of relive some memories, shoot a few hoops, that kind of thing.
Passing period, we'd go down here and Cheryl and I would meet up for a little quick, little smooching, until a teacher or a counselor would sort of, hey, break it up, get to class.
He used to play basketball back when he was in high school. And he would talk about how people would just like tease him.
So I'd be at the line, and and they'd be going dun 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 dun, and then they'd yell "Miss it, Opie" and stuff like that while I was trying to shoot free throws. But it seemed to bring out something good in me.
And he actually shot some hoops with us that day.
Everybody knows it's Ron Howard. Everybody stops and is watching, and Ron is missing shot after shot after shot, and I'm dying because of all the eyes on him.
The pressure's on now.
And sure enough, with the backwards hat, drains it.
There you go. Took me a minute to warm up.
I think Ron's great at basketball. He just needed to get the rust off a little bit when he got into the gym.
From the time I was a kid watching Happy Days and the Andy Griffith Show, to being an adult who works in production for a living, and him being the director of some of my favorite movies, you build this up in your head of what this person's gonna be like. And then by the end of that shoot, it was like he's your next door neighbor.
It made it all the better when Ron actually watched the content, which he said he was not going to do because he doesn't like watching himself, and then sent us, loving the interviewgram. I'm watching in segments. You put this together so beautifully. Thanks for all the care. I hope they play well for your viewers. All the best, Ron. And that's that's Ron Howard.